Yeah. Woo. Wow. Let's go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Untamed. Wake up.
First guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Wake up, 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 wake up.
Shout out to Big Sherm.
Wake up, 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 wake up.
It is time to wake up. It's early in the morning, 7 o'clock if you believe in the concept of time. You're now witnessing a fresh edition of First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
It is November the 21st, 2025. How y'all doing this morning? Thanks for joining us very early. Come on in. Let's do a little hellos and how you doings. Come on in. Come on. Ain't nothing but a short walk. Yeah.
Top of the morning.
It is Friday, and yes, I'm feeling the Friday. I'm already thinking about sleeping in Saturday morning. That's what it is.
Hey,
Tired.
Saturday morning cartoons and cereal. Okay.
I'm gonna dream about it when I'm sleeping in. Remember them days. Good morning to all. I see Michelle Moreno's in the chat on YouTube today, giving us a good morning. Good morning to you, Mama Gawd, in the chat. Good morning, fam. Happy. Man.
It's your turn too, yeah. It's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Shout out Larry Keister for the yippee skippies. Here we go. Yeah. Happy Friday, yo, yip, yay, yippa, yay, yay, yo, yip, yippa, yay, yay. I butchered that one. My bad.
Yeah, I think there's a yoy in there. That's a new one. There's a yoy in there.
She's just typing letters now. She just.
I got them today.
Gotta be quicker than that. Appreciate you guys coming in. I see man, what's going on with, I'm seeing all these names on you on something changed on here because now I'm seeing everybody's name.
Okay, I thought I was tripping. It's like it's like a social media handle there that's a little different.
Right, it is different. I happen to know who Cornfed Negro 2.0 is though, so shout out to RG. Friday Yippee Skippies. Kimmer says, good morning. Sorry I couldn't make it today, but I'm actually walking down to CHI right now for this Nebraska Association of School Board Conference. Okay, what's up, Kimmer? Man, I know you're going to take notes. Can't wait to hear about it.
Man.
For sure. Pops, Paul Allen 270. They messing with us over here, man. They messing with us.
Who's player? Player
21984. See how they doing this? Craziness.
Player. I don't know who you are, but
Pops, this is a good Friday morning and mad love from Las Vegas. Appreciate you, Pops. I see Sean McCarthy. Morning, everyone. Happy Friday. yeah. Player 21984. I'm laughing too. He said, yeah, they switched up the handles on YouTube. Okay. She said, I'm confused. Kimber said, I'm confused too. See, whenever they feel like they want to do something funny, we just at their whim. That's why we are constantly looking on how to figure out how to communicate beyond social media. One way we can do that is if you sign up to our newsletter. Definitely check out, fight the algorithm and check out the weekly wrap. Man. If you guys haven't signed up for the weekly wrap, I have a feeling in 2026, the newsletter is going to be way more important than it has been so far. So we're going to be on it. And also, we're making changes on the website too. So check us out, firstguyomaha.com. There's the link to the newsletter. Please sign up because I'm confused, just like you, Kimber, on this one. Is what it is. Are there any Facebook people here? I don't even see. Yeah, Facebook is in here. Mama Guy's on Facebook.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get that out. We'll keep the conversation going regardless. As you saw when you came in, we got special guests coming in today, man. Our man, Brother Sherman Wells.
Big Sherm.
Got many a thing to talk about. If you remember, at the very last part of the last show, he came in and told us a little bit of information about the elderly brother that got killed on the freeway. And there were some other circumstances around it. We're going to definitely talk about that a little bit more and some of the other work that he's been doing. Because he's the one that does the work. He is the boots to the roots dude. He's out there with the people, for the people all the time. So shout out to Big Sherm, and I will have him on, and we'll talk to him a little bit later on in the show. Before we get going too far, how you doing today, buddy? What's going on with you?
Feeling good. Feeling good. Did get some rest last night, so that's good, man. Mama God, man, called me after the show on Wednesday. Like, man, your eyes all puffy. Somebody beat you up? How you, man?
So get some sleep, fool. What you
Yeah,
doing?
man. Yeah, hey, been working hard. But it's gonna pay off, man. I'm actually excited about 2026. I think that's the overall feeling is a lot of excitement. It feels like a lot of momentum is driving us through this last month and into next year. A lot of things, a lot of pots on the fire, if you know what I mean, man. I'm excited. So yeah, work is cut out for us, but there it is. You got to put in the work to get the results. So yeah, man, I'm excited. A lot of things coming. Both in the music side, if you've been paying attention to what's going on, but also First Guy Omaha, we man coming up with some epiphanies. Also, I think technology finally catching up to some ideas that we've been having for several years, which is a reality. But yeah, man, excited. How about you?
Yeah, I'm also excited. I don't seem excited right now because I got about an hour of sleep, but on the inside, I'm very excited. 2016 is looking up. We're definitely going to expand some of the news pieces, the news items. I'm also very excited to see all of our partners like Flatwater Free Press that are adding journalists and adding news to the situation. And I love the fact that we're going to be able to branch out a little bit more into the love supreme in 2026. That's what I'm looking forward to, for real. So there you go. So appreciate y'all. Looks like everybody's name is back now. Mama God. The show popped up in my YouTube feed as usual. I see you just fine. Okay. Kara Warner in the chat. Happy Friday, all. And good morning to you. Appreciate you. Also, Marlon Harrison in the chat earlier said, good morning, First Guy family, and happy TGIF to everyone. My body is telling me that I need a good 2-week out of town vacation.
Okay.
Bro, my body, your body is speaking the same language. For real. Kimmer says, look here, Marlon, I took the whole week off next week. I heard that. Yeah, I've been hearing that too. I saw Precious McKesson on the post just earlier saying, look, one more day, y'all, and then I got my little vacation coming. So everybody is feeling that situation here. Also, the holidays are coming up. And of course, with this new idea that we're going to be trying to bring out some resources, we definitely saw some things in Friends of First Guy Omaha. I appreciate everybody who put those resources there. But there is a lot. There's a free lunch just happening. Shout out to the Native Omahans Club. And yeah, this is happening November 22nd, which is tomorrow from 12 to 2. You're invited to a free Omaha Days reflection lunch. Come share feedback and memories. So they're going to be talking about Native Omaha Days, which like we were saying last summer, we had one of the best Native Omaha Days ever, as far as I'm concerned. So still give them a little feedback on that. So appreciate that. She said lunch on us. So shout out for anybody who wants to participate with that. Apex Family Care 4805 North 72nd Street. Definitely check them out. So yeah, appreciate all that, man. That's what's up.
I don't know what it is about them AI generated graphics and videos. Kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. I'll be honest, man.
Yeah, they're a little funny, buddy, man.
Gotta give me the little heebie-jeebies a little. It's like my brain's like, it looks real, but I know it's not real. I know. Just makes the back of my neck itch. Look at them sausages. Like,
first of all,
look at that lettuce.
Why are you gonna put that sausage on top of the lettuce like that? What kind of dish is this? No, I'm just playing. I appreciate that. Also, there's a Thanksgiving basket giveaway happening. All the fixings, including this, is happening tomorrow from 1 to 4. First come, first serve at First Lutheran Church. I have overheard a couple people from some other churches talking about turkey giveaways. There's a lot of turkeys be given away from the church scene, big time as well. So there's one. Here's another turkey giveaway Friday, November 21st, 12 to 2. Where is this one? This one's at Ambassadors Worship Center. I'm not sure where the Ambassadors Worship Center is, but you might want to look that up. But first come, first serve. One household per vehicle. So we got some limitations there, but hey, there's some resources there for you if you need some stuff. And of course, there's a lot of other stuff going on too. On this one's happening on Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving pop-up, Love Can, Thanksgiving pop-up, Mr. Picnic, North Omaha Community Partnership, and Smoke and Barrel Barbecue have joined together for this one. This is going to be at Matoyer's Event Center, 2525 North 37th Street in Omaha. So yeah, a few things out there, and like I say, we'll be definitely putting these up on Friends of First Sky Omaha for you guys to be able to reference them. And if you need some help, then cool. If you know somebody that does, help them out. It's going down.
Man, Sister Kara Warner in the chat giving us some more information, saying the AWC is off of 103rd and 4th.
Word. So once again, we're going to put the call out, man. We figure we should use our platform to big up a lot of the resources that are out there, not just food, housing. We're looking for resources for housing. Of course, we always are posting jobs for people who need that, and also the latest one, mental health help. Anybody got any resources on mental health, especially when it comes to kids and everybody else? Let us know, or put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha, our group page on Facebook. So appreciate that. Ariel's 402 in the chat says, I found a good home for the instruments. Hey. I'm meeting with Mr. Andrew Norman in Benson today at noon in the name of First Sky.
There we go.
Appreciate you, bro. Shout out, man. The Andrew Norman at the Bay. The Bay, they're gonna be some important partners here coming up for sure. So I'm glad you guys are making that connection in a big way.
Word.
Also, Kimber in the chat says the motorcycle clubs have our turkey run this weekend. Each club buys as many turkeys as they can. We will donate them to Prince of Peace Church. So I'm saying resources, man. Resources. Okay. He says it's so fun. It's done collaboration with the Boy Scouts. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Well, we appreciate everybody who's joining us today and also contributing to that resources list. It is that time of year, and I am hearing a lot of people getting kind of anxious about that. So,
really,
yeah, man, yeah. I'm definitely feeling, like I said, more than ever. I've seen people kind of breaking down a little bit. I'm noticing the needs, the mental health needs that we have. They're really exacerbated right now because of what's going on with the holidays. They're really worried about how they're gonna have have a good holiday for their kids and so on.
Yeah,
so I feel for them, man. I feel for the people that celebrate, because it's an added pressure. It's an added pressure. But even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, if you don't celebrate any of the holidays, you can still get some free food around if you need it. And with the cost of food, a lot of people do. A lot of people have been going to these pantries and these drive-throughs and stuff, and it's totally needed. It's almost like a regular thing. It's almost like a way to supplement the few things that you can buy. Sometimes you got to go to some of the food banks and stuff and supplement that, especially if you have a bigger family. So,
yeah. Or just financial situation. I remember in college, I was actually, for a stint, that was about the only way I could eat. Especially when my calf bucks went out. That pantry, man. You never know what people are going through and how close they are to being on the other side, if you will, sleeping on the sidewalk, man. So
there you go.
Which actually we might be talking about later on. We got this proclamation from the state. Now we're thinking about it. Is it a good time to jump into today's stories, Paul?
Yeah. Let's jump into today's thread for sure. We'll come back and talk about some community things. Add to that a little later on. But yeah, what's the day's thread, man?
Yeah, man. Getting into a few things, but ultimately would like to land on some Love Supreme here on this Friday. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, we'll be speaking with actually a fellow Love Supreme warrior in his own right, Brother Sherman Wells, as we like to call him, Big Sherm. We actually started the day off with one of his songs, man. So definitely a lot to talk about. But before we get into that, we do have some updates on some stories, some things that we've been paying attention to, especially the OPPD story. Of course, a lot of chatter, a lot of chiming up about the coal plant and what OPPD is doing. Their board on this public utility department making so much money, but somehow our bills are going up. We'll be talking about that. Apparently, Channel 6 is reporting a possible increase through the end of the decade, so over the next several years, a 5 to 9% annual increase. And kind of reminded me of some things happening down here in Georgia with their power situation. So again, we'll be talking about that on today's show. Also giving an update on the situation happening. Speaking of power, a power struggle, if you will, at UNL. Again, there was that no confidence vote from the faculty of UNL to try to get rid of Brother Chancellor Bennett. But the regents, the board of regents, kind of the powerhouse, if you will, those who have the last say, speaking up. Shout out to Nebraska Examiner on the report. We'll give an update on that situation. Also, we're getting ready for the election next year. Actually, having some plans and putting some things together. And actually, there's this Nebraska group pushing to protect voter pass laws, something that we've been talking to our senators in our senator cipher here about some of the bills and some of the elected officials trying to undermine bills that the people have voted for. And actually, shout out to those who are sharing things on Friends of First Sky. We're hearing about this Dove Caucus. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Again, ahead of midterm elections nationwide and elections in Nebraska. What's going on? What's going on with all of that? Also, definitely want to dive into, as we speak to our brother Sherman Wells, what's going on. As Paul has mentioned over the last couple of episodes, the brother who was lost his life unalived again on the interstate. Hit and run situation. But again, it ties to several things that we've been talking about here on the show, man, about how our elderly are taken care of, what resources we are. Speaking of resources, what resources do they have, especially those dealing with mental health, dementia, things like that, Alzheimer's. Again, we'll be talking about it. Also, Nebraska, actually, Flatwater Free Press has an article in rural Nebraska that's tied to it. Because again, even urban, rural, a lot of times we're dealing with the same situations, same issues, and don't even know it. So we'll be talking about all that and more throughout the next 2 hours. Of course, if there's anything on your hearts and minds that we're not talking about, feel free to drop that into the chat. Let your mind be free. Let your voice be heard. In the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo.
What's the word?
Man, thanks for everybody joining us. I see Michael Lee in the chat giving us a good morning, y'all. Appreciate you. Also, Black Dynamite said, good morning, y'all. How y'all feeling? Tired, boss. I'm tired.
He tired, boss. He tired.
Wanda Lewis gives us a good morning. Appreciate you coming on in. Heather Williams says, good morning, everyone. Donnell Sessions in the chat saying good morning with some sunshine. Appreciate that very much. Also, Michael Lee says, all y'all seen the Dove Caucus crazy stuff?
Yeah, bro. We'll get into it.
No, we did. We'll take a quick break and come right back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, Buddy the God. Stay tuned, y'all. We'll be right back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Welcome back. Appreciate you guys coming on in. Ariel's 402 is reminding me to tell you to hit that like button, make it hot.
Make it hot.
Hit that like button, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I see Ascender KML, Katie. Good morning and happy Friday. I'm sorry about the names here because YouTube has decided to change everybody names up to their ats now. So we gotta relearn everything, but it's all good. It's all good. We're back and we're going to make the best of it. We're going to have a good conversation. And as you saw during the break, we are anticipating our special guest, Brother Sherman Wells. He's going to come in and talk about a few things that's going on because he's always got his ear to the street, not just his ear, his boots to the street, out here really doing stuff for the people and standing up for the people and calling folks out and making the powers that be nervous, shaking their boots.
Man.
Yeah, man. So that's what's happening. Skilo Slim in the chat. Good morning. Peace to you, brother.
Peace God.
Come on in, man. We're gonna do it today. So get ready. We got lots to talk about. Let's go ahead and jump into some of the first things that we got on the list here. What's on your mind, buddy? What's first up?
Yeah, I mean, let's start with some power. Again, talking about this OPPD situation, and
Mm.
yeah, man, there's some connections here. There's actually a lot of connections between just some of the things that happen here in Georgia and in Omaha. If you remember, Georgia just had their elections, and there was a lot of attention pointed towards the Georgia Power Commission. Again, people's bills going up. I actually just came across an article this morning talking about also a multi-billion-dollar expansion Georgia is trying to go through. So when I saw this article this morning, it kind of perked my ears up. Like, what is going on with the power generation in this nation in general? Of course, we've been talking about the connection to the proliferation of these data centers popping up around the nation. But let's get into it. Again, WOWT and John Chapman reports that the Omaha Public Power District and Board of Directors could be looking at an increase of 5% to 9% each year until the end of the decade. So again, we're talking about a 5-year stint of close to maybe 10% per year. If I'm doing the math correctly, that sounds about a 50% increase over the next 5 years to your power bill. And that's both residential and commercial and industrial customers, everybody. Again, OPPD told First Six that if enacted, the 2026 hike would average about 6.3 across the board, anticipating that residential customers could see a 6% increase, 3.7 for commercial customers, and 8.9 for industrial customers. Again, not quite sure what's going on with the power just in this nation. Given the climate of everything right now, it's not good news, that's for sure. It's frustrating when residents said, I'd like to see exactly why it's necessary. According to officials, they say that there are quite a few reasons why the rates will increase. Their customer base is growing over the last few years, adding about 23,000 new meters to the service area. The size of Grand Island apparently has been added to Omaha's public power district. But again, this is a public power district. We also have gotten into just how much money some of these elected officials, because again, they are elected officials, are making in comparison to, our legislators who make only about $1,200 a month. Our board of education, our OPS school board members don't make anything. And yet we have these public power board members making close to millions of dollars a year, and yet our bills are going up. So again, where's the money going? Kind of maybe setting up for next season, which will be follow the money. But again, space and place. I know there's been some chimers chiming up. Shout out to brother Anthony Rogers Wright about how this is affecting our space and place, basically saying we're getting charged more to pollute ourselves. What say you?
Man, I'm just thinking about a lot. Of course, they had the meeting the other day. If anybody went to that meeting, let us know. Apparently, there's a lot of pushback on OPPD, and we'd love to get the story about what happened during that meeting. But yeah, this is pretty incredible. I'm thinking about, man. I'm actually thinking, because of the parallel that you made with Georgia, that this it could be worse, and it's probably going to get worse. Because what I'm kind of thinking about right now is what's happening with y'all in Atlanta. This super AI site that they're building.
Wait, what's this?
Yeah, bro.
What's this?
Yeah, bro. They're calling it a AI super factory. It's going to be one of the biggest data centers in the country, right in Atlanta. So you talking about your bill going up? None of this is over. None of this is over. But it's this thing that's happening in Omaha very particular to us because it's a public power district. And yes, that's the thing that we're trying to say. How is this a public thing, and we have to pay more, and we're paying for these data centers that are coming, but it could get worse because just like what's happening in Atlanta, these data centers can get massive, and we could be paying a lot. I mean, 50% over that period of time is already crazy, but I think when they are giving those numbers, they're giving some. I kind of feel like they're giving some fake numbers, to be honest with you. I think they're planning on raising it more than the 5 to 7% they're talking about.
Oh yeah, and then they'll come up with some other excuse as to why that's necessary and justified when the time is. But right now, this is how they're rolling it out to us. And I'm with you, Ariel's 402. He says I don't watch AI videos. I just told y'all, man, that I don't know, man. Like, is convenience that important? Like, this AI stuff, man, cost and effect.
There's really a pushback on it, man. There's the authenticity of people doing things old school that's also rising because of it. But yeah, I mean, you can't avoid it. If you're out there looking for news, looking for information on anything, you're gonna run across something like that. As a matter of fact, when I was looking up some stories about the data centers that are popping up everywhere, that's most of the information I was getting was like AI reports, unfortunately. But yeah, is what it is. But yeah, this situation I feel like is the pushback is here. There's people that are gonna be chiming up. There's so many ways to attack it. Why are the rates raising? People who don't want these data centers popping up. The pollution issue, the environmental racism of it all. There's so many things, so many ways to push back on all this. But is any of it going to work? Is any of the pushback going to work?
Man, well, first of all, I think it starts with the pushback starts with knowing what's going on and paying attention and connecting the dots. And I'm glad that you mentioned about the data centers in Georgia, because we just talked about, the push in Nebraska. Again, there's professors and researchers at the University of Nebraska that are, eyeing that whole industry of again, we talked about Nebraska moving to a digital banking, which is wholeheartedly backed by AI and data centers. And again, they're eyeing that as a future industry along with insurance and healthcare in Nebraska. So keep your eyes on following the money, man. Shout out to, I'm guessing this is Anthony Rogers, right? I don't know what these handles, man. Penalone one on YouTube says literally the climate, buddy. Not enough people discussing climate change impacts of OPPD. Also, kind of helping us follow the money, saying the president and VPs of OPPD are not elected. The board of directors are elected, and they make the hires and approve the salaries. Definitely still something we need to look into. Shout out to Marlon Harrison also in the chat saying, mind you, data centers that just going to take up space and not hiring anyone for the community.
Reminding us that is the nature of the data center. It's not a people heavy process, just resource heavy. It's interesting that you're guessing on who's commenting right now. I'm realizing that we recognize tones now because like the names aren't there. Yeah, I appreciate it. Also, Linda Lathan gives us a good morning. Good morning to you. Appreciate you. Also, Pin Alone One. Let me see if I can recognize who this is.
Yeah, it's Brother Anthony, right? You see the picture.
Okay. Oh, you see a picture on there? Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, it says we all know what needs to happen with OPPD. Stay tuned for Operation Total Recall.
Okay.
I like a well-named operation. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what you guys got going on. That's what's up. Yeah, appreciate that. And again, like I am happy that we have this ongoing conversation about it because there's so many moving parts and it's such a huge industry. It's going to take some really complex organization to be able to fight some of this stuff. And as like Mama Gawd was saying last month, everybody's bills going up. We can see the bills going up. And not just with OPPD, MUD's out of control too. So, and that's another part of the data center situation. The data center situation is going to be using a lot of water, and what's going to happen to the MUD bill as well. So, there it is. Skilo Slim said OPPD buys majority of its coal from the federal government. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Don't think they're going to shut any of the coal pieces down at all.
Yeah. So. I mean, just in general, man, this country's love affair with especially fossil fuels, man. I mean, we haven't really got into Venezuelan oil and the petrodollar, but I mean, once we talk about following the money, that's the other end of the rabbit hole if we really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Most def. 7:29 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, you're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning. And
we're anticipating our special guest, Brother Sherman Wells, is going to be on. I highly suggest you wait around for us to get into conversation with him. Lots to talk about today there. Also, do us a favor if you're on YouTube, share the link to anybody who you think might want to come in and have these discussions. And also, if you're on Facebook, share the show on your page. It's pretty easy share there. And again, for the purposes of getting as many people in the conversation as we can. Before we go to a break, I want to highlight a couple things real quick. Oh yeah, you're right, brother. Aeros 402 hemp is the answer. Real interesting that they slid in making hemp and stuff. Some of these products illegal now on
They
that
talked
last
about
bill.
it, man. At the same time, going for a mad dash for oil in South America. I mean, hey, walks like a duck.
Yeah, there's so much corruption going on right now. Insane.
Follow the money.
Just want to let people know that we have our third edition of Lanes of Change in on YouTube right now. Lanes of Change, episode 3, Strategic Communication, part 1. It's already running over there on First Sky Omaha's YouTube page. Please check it out. Like the video if you would. Also share the video if you would. Anybody who is following along with what it is we got going on here for this. We talk about the lanes of change, strategic communication being one lane. That's the lane that we're in. As you can see on the screen here, Chris Baby Boy Bowling working over that Flightwater Free Press, man. He's part of this whole revolution as well. And then, of course, we'll have Brother Sherman Wells on, who just won the award for the John Heaston Award for Strategic Communication from First Sky Omaha. So shout out to Brother Sherman Wells and shout out to all of us. We'll take a quick break and come right back and jump back into the conversation. Stay tuned. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All Beeee, buddy to God. All of you. Chat chimes, ghost listeners. Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning. All Beeee, that's me. Buddy to God, that's him.
Hey.
Yeah. Hello, how are you? For one of the other things that's happening next year, not just season, the follow the money season, but also there is an election season happening next year as well. And we talk about the 60 dismissed all the time. And here's one person running for one of those seats, county attorney. You know, as y'all say, get Klein out the paint.
Klein.
Yep, man. Michaela Danner for Douglas County Attorney. She's going to be running, and she's doing a candidate dinner hosted by the Cigar Boys, Felicia Merritt, Elisa Luker, and Crystal Sprawling. This is happening Thanksgiving Day at Johnny T's at 7:00. So after you guys get done eating and you want to sneak out the house, sneak away from the family, come on down to Johnny T's and get to know Michaela Danner for Douglas County Attorney. That's coming up. Just want to make sure you get that on your radar as well. And also what's coming up here tomorrow, shout out to the Midlands African Chamber and the Mac Foundation. They're inviting you to the Gratitude Gala and Awards. So the gala season is not over yet. November 22nd, 5:30 at the MCC Fort Campus Culinary Arts Institute. Get your early bird ticket now at www.fundmac.org. Shout out to Midlands African Chamber. Can't wait to have them on next season and talk about some of the things they got going on, because we never really dug into them, and we want to dig in a little bit more. Yeah. So
is that the award? That's dope. Is that the on the right there?
Oh yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, that's real tight. Gratitude Awards. I like that. Yeah. Gratitude Gala and Awards. Another reason to dress up this season.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm thinking, man. All these melanated folk dressed up to the nines. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I gotta get my game together. I'm gonna have my tux by next year for sure.
Yeah, come on, man. Pinkies up.
Next season, pinkies up in the real way. That's what's happening. Mama Guy says, thanks for reminding me. I will check out the new video and share. Cool.
Word.
I appreciate that. Lanes of change. Kimber is saying, she says, wait a minute. Kimber be starting back. Let me see where. Okay. So, and approved rate increases 5% every year until 2030. That's crazy. You ain't lying.
Yep.
And of course, Pillin out here, poverty pimping, using the rate increase as a reason to encourage them to continue with coal.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. This is one of these ones I didn't anticipate at first that we would have a whole lot. There'd be a lot of conversation around this until they started messing with the bill. when they started messing with the bill, people started saying, "Why is the bill going up?" And people pulling me aside on the street and showing me printouts of OPPD
Really?
salaries. Yeah, man. Why
Hey
they
man,
keep
get your hand on my pocket.
people mad? The people mad.
Yeah, and when we did our survey, environmental news and reporting was one of the top responses we got from all of you. So hey, you asked and we delivered.
Very, very true. With that, 7:35 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, that is. Let's jump back into the stories. What's next on the agenda, buddy?
Yeah, man. As we anticipate our guests coming up here in a few minutes, we're gonna talk about set up the conversation of taking care of folks, man. Starting with this proclamation. What y'all feel about this? What y'all think, man? Some people have already responded. Thanks to all of you who are again chiming up on Friends of First Sky, joining the conversation. If you didn't hear about it, State of Nebraska issued a proclamation that November 17th through the 23rd, which again we're in the thick of it, in the middle of National Hunger, Homelessness, and Awareness Week. Excuse me, in Nebraska. During this week, groups come together across the country to draw attention to the problems of hunger and homelessness and to highlight work being done to address them as an observation or acknowledgement of this holiday or week, if you will. Apparently, the DED has awarded a $1.15 million grant to the city of Lincoln to help develop 24 permanent supportive housing units. There was a poorly written proclamation that went along with it. Yeah, as you see on your screen.
Poorly written proclamation.
I mean, it took me a little while to read it. Like, okay, I think I see what they're trying to say. For those who have read it. Whereas, for those who have read it, what do you think? What do we feel? I have my thoughts, but yeah.
Now, therefore, there's actually been a lot of chatter on Friends of First Sky Omaha on this, so appreciate it. And the general consensus I feel like is okay, cool. Here's Kara Warner. I'll just let her say it. She says this is oddly worded, in my opinion, and focuses on who's allegedly involved and not direct focus on those impacted. Good observation. Yeah, it seems performative. But you know what? I take that back, because if you dropping 1.15 million on something, then you ain't just performing. But so we'll see. Says they haven't approved it yet, but they will be voting on it. Okay,
there you go. Thanks for that update, and just the thought of it, just the optics of it. I just find it hard, for Governor Pillen's administration and the Department of Economic Development, which is under Pillen's administration, to chime up and really care about homelessness and more particularly hunger, when just a month ago they were shutting down benefits when just a month ago they didn't use state emergency funds to feed people. When just a month ago they show no real inclination or intent or to feed people. Now they care about hunger and homelessness.
I will say this. I'm not going to go so far as to say they don't care about hunger and homelessness. I think they don't. I think they see it a different way. I think they think of it. They feel like I feel like they see it a different way, and they see a different problem, and they have a different idea of what the solution ought to be.
Okay, I will hear you out.
I mean, that's about as much as I can say about it. I feel like.
All right. Hey, if you see something different, let me know. Yeah. What could they be seeing? What?
I don't know. I can't tell you what. I will never be able to see it through their perspective. I guess I wouldn't say I never would be able to see it through their perspective if they explained it. I'm not sure. But there's a lot that we're going to disagree on when it comes to a whole range of things. What the problem is, who the problem affects, what to do about the problem, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, because if you walk up and talk to somebody face to face, they're not going to say, "No, I don't care nothing about feeding people or homeless." Very rarely will anybody go that far. So you got to kind of be like, well, where are they coming from with it? Why are what we think about it so different? Here's a proclamation. Here's this proclamation they're putting out. They're working with the DED. They're coming off of money. Actually, a lot of the state money comes from our taxes. So it's really our money kind of going back into the situation here. But what spurred them to decide they're going to team up and put this money out?
Let's just start there. Let's just start there. The fact that all the money that they're moving and dealing with is tax money. It's our money. It's money we gave them to help us. So to act like they're doing us a favor when they do their job is kind of crazy. That's what they're there to do, is to move the money. That's how this country is set up. They're doing what they're supposed to do. So when they don't do it, what you doing? When you see other states using emergency funds to feed people, and you don't, and then you try to act like you care, of course nobody's going to say, yeah. But you don't got to say it. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. I zoomed in so I could see what glasses you were wearing, just to make sure that it wasn't a Buddy Blast time. Let me get back into the chat real quick. Heather Williams says, like, exactly, this is for show. Yeah, very performative. Also, Michael Lee says they do everything to stop them from helping people. It's too. I hear what you're saying. I feel that statement big time, but I feel that statement, but I can't see that being 100%. That they're doing everything to not help nobody do nothing. They at least care about they folks and try to help them do something. I mean, I'm not sure. Ariel's 402 says, I didn't read it, but the money part to the House is great, and Lincoln is doing good things. He is pandering for his reelection. Thank you for bringing that back up. Like I said, more things happening next year than just following the money. Election season is happening, and that's definitely what's going on because somebody is running for governor. I've been to a couple meetings and I've heard a little bit of inside, and there's going to be somebody dynamic running for governor coming up next year as well. They have not named that person to any of us because they don't want that leaking until that person is ready to drop it. But election season coming up. Ariel's 402 says pandering for his re-election. Needs something in writing to sell the show. RG says, I was on the treadmill when y'all asked about who went to the OPPD meeting Tuesday night. Oh, you went? He said there was quite a few of us that showed up. Myself, my sister, Miss Cheryl Weston, Miss Tall Twin, and Michelle Moreno. That's what's up. Okay. Appreciate that. Oh. Yeah. I want to. Let us know about how I see people standing up. I heard they was heated. I heard they got hot. Let us know. Kara Warner says it's weird to us because the math ain't mathing. Yeah, it is weird to us because the math ain't mathing. It really is. But
we've been talking about housing for years. Why wait till this week to pay $1 million? How long we've been talking about housing?
Yeah, but are we? We acting like this is the first time they tried to do anything for any of these subjects? It's not the very first time that they're doing something. Like I said, man, when it comes down to it, we gotta understand how they think so that we can, our argument can be stronger. And it's sometimes I feel like it's a little lazy to just be like, they don't care nothing about us. And now we don't even gotta, we ain't gotta fight it.
If I'm speaking honestly, I don't think as far as saying, full throttle, full-fledged Michael Jackson, they don't care about us. I think they care more about money though. And I think when you kind of get down to the nitty-gritty of it, nobody's going to say, I don't care, people starve. But when you get into the decision-making and where, you kind of follow the thread of the decision-making, a lot of it is financially based. And there's a lot of collateral damage that comes from that financial gain that, it's like, well, where's your intent?
Get financial gain, keeping power, staying in power.
It's not that you don't care about people, but do you care about those things more?
And let me tell you something, bro. Like I was at a meeting where some insider people were telling me a lot of the politicians will go into some of these rooms that aren't that do not have cameras and do not have recording equipment to be able to have some conversations, and a lot of stuff comes out of there. Like, I want to vote this way, but my friends at the country club will be mad if we do, and I don't know how that's going to look to our friends. Like, a lot of real petty, a lot of real human concerns. You going jack up 40,000 people's lives because you don't want to be looking funny at the country club type of stuff. Like, a lot of this kind of stuff happens, and it's so big. There's so many factors here. It's people that might care, but their social scene makes it so that they are making bad decisions. They're just like, until we can really zone in, and we can't even make our appeals right. We can't even make our conversations in this situation right, or offer any solutions that would seem reasonable to them, to the people who are in power making these decisions.
Mm-hmm.
No, we can't back down from the fight at all. Right. We have to get more strategic with it. RG says, think a lot more folks showed up than expected, talking about the OPPD meeting. Says, and the folks that showed up want more action from OPPD board. There you go. Also, Ascender KML says, institutionalized disconnect is the core part of the perspective of most things, including class warfare. Yeah, we also think a lot about that, about cognitive dissonance and all these other factors that are involved here. How do you shake people out of that? Also, RG says, and look, I could be speaking out of turn, but that night was my first experience with Eric Williams from the board. Still talking about the OPPD board meeting. Appreciate that. Also, Michael Lee says, think about it. This the same governor that didn't want to pay for summer food programs just last year. Why? Why did he not want to do that? What was his reasoning for not wanting to do that?
It was financially based. He said it was something with the money, spending the money on it. I think he believed that Nebraska already had the money and didn't need to take on more federal dollars, which kind of goes along with the Republican ideology.
True. We're hopping back and forth subjects here. RG is saying, my first impression of him talking about Eric Williams, straight up politician. Heather Williams is exactly, he's trying to keep his job. Also, Senator KML says that is absolutely not an excuse for them not to be accountable and get uncomfortable to move out of their willful ignorance. Yeah, not giving them no slack on that. This is gaslighting institutionalized on a large level. Sick. Feel that. I appreciate you guys' sentiments here.
Yeah, I mean, we would see different policy and different action from the administration if there's real intent.
Well, one of the things, and I'm going to go ahead and make this little transition here, if you will. One of the things is the reason why I kind of went on about that a little bit is because we're dealing with people, human beings. We got to find out what their motivations are, what they're about. It's too easy to just be like they're just evil. No, but then you come across stuff like what's going on in the legislature right now. These little lobbies that are being put together. And this stuff kind of reads evil to me. Y'all know about the Dove Caucus?
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it, man, because I feel like, I did all that shooting things down a little bit to come back to this point right here, because there's a little bit of like, let's figure out where they're coming from. We can't necessarily say they don't care about this or that. But then you read, then they mess up and put some stuff like this on paper. And then you realize, oh, okay, yeah, this racist, just classes, just superior, just, and planning on doing all these things that are absolutely going to hurt people. And it goes back to that part. Like, when I say they don't care about, when we say they don't care about us, that is to me more the truth. They care about people. They care about people eating. They care about people being housed. They care about their people a lot of times eating and being housed. They have turned some portion of the population though into non-humans, into people that are or the enemy. And then everything that they think is that they want to do, they think is justified at that point. And this is the kind of stuff, this is the kind of thing that when I first looked at this thing, I was just like, okay, it's bringing me back to that. Because there's a whole lot of people out here that think we can figure out how to work on both sides of the aisle, and we can figure out how to, there's a lot of Republicans here in this state. We got to figure out how to this and that and the other thing. A lot of Republicans are also leaning in directions that you will never be able to get on the same page. What's your thoughts on this when you read this, buddy? I know that this was in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Mm-hmm. This 2025 Dove Caucus. A few people put it in. I reposted it a few times. There's a couple Senator Megan Hunt reposted as well with a comment. Lots of people commenting on this. Anybody in the chat read this? Love to hear that. What's your thoughts, buddy?
I honestly did not read the full report, like this full document. I read the statement from Dan Pressure, who posted this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll read there and we can start from there. Yeah. For those who don't know or just haven't heard of this either, there's a few chat chimers obviously that has more information. Shout out to Bree Fool. I see you. But again, this is a post on Friends of First Sky Omaha. In case you missed it, Christian fundamentalists staffers in the Nebraska state legislature have formed their own lobbying group called the Dove Caucus. Again, the Dove Caucus is a lobby group of state legislative staffers. They're organized to pitch a specific list of hard right, Bible-based legislative proposals to their bosses, i.e. the Nebraska state representatives that they work for. Their two goals are to get their bosses to codify their fundamentalist religious beliefs into state law and to make anyone opposed to them appear anti-Christian. This is happening right now in the Nebraska State House.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. Purpose and the objective of them is the purpose of the Dove Caucus is to promote, protect, and restore conservative, traditional, and biblical values in Nebraska. The objective of the Dove Caucus is to fundamentally change the culture of Nebraska through increased legislation, which reflects these conservative, traditional, and biblical values. So again, we're talking about within legislation. These are some of the things that they're trying to instill. Brieful in the chat. As a former legislative staffer, I cannot imagine doing something like this. You work from the senators, not the other way around. Marianne Williams in the chat says, hi, all. The Dove Caucus is, to me anyway, the formalization of what's been going on for a decade or more in a less than transparent way.
Yeah,
definitely.
My wonder is where these ideas and bills are coming from, because per this document, they're being presented with this. Somebody is giving these staffers they will be assigned these. I'm wondering what's behind this. What organization is behind this? It says at the bottom, the methodology. Today, you as a staffer will be presented, operative word, with a list of socially conservative ideas for legislation. Accompanying each legislative idea will be a bill from another state, a bill from a previous Nebraska legislative session, whether it has passed or not, or a prospectus for a bill. Each staffer should sign up for at least one legislative idea. Your job as a staffer is to inform your state senators about the Dove Caucus and to persuade your boss to introduce the bill or bills that you have signed up for. This is an infiltration of what organization? I don't know, but this is clearly a conspiracy. This is clearly a conspiracy. It's not even a theory. This is clearly a conspiracy. People are conspiring.
It's wild.
Beliefs into our.
Say again.
I said people are conspiring to inject, and I wouldn't even say religious beliefs. Like, let's be clear on what we're talking about, so we don't fall into this anti-Christian. This is Christian nationalism, white Christian nationalism, which is not to be confused with the religion of Christianity. This is the same political agenda and platform that considered natives heathens and savages.
Megan Hunt, Senator Megan Hunt, puts respect on her name. This document is literally an admission on paper that their goals is to manufacture a culture war. This isn't natural coalition of lawmakers responding to constituents. It's a tactical plan to flood the legislature with socially conservative legislation to overwhelm committees and staff. You can continue on what she wrote here for in her comment. But yes, this is a post on her page, Senator Megan Hunt's page, when she reposted this 2025 Dove Caucus situation. Obviously, we're going to be talking a little bit more about what's going on here. We're already fighting things in the legislature in a really, really big way. We're fighting winner take all. We need all those votes in the legislature to stop them from taking away the blue dot. There's so much going on inside the legislature to see something like this. Wild. We got our special guest waiting in the wings, man. We're going to go ahead and get to them, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul Beeee, buddy to Gawd. After the break, we'll be speaking to Brother Sherman Wells. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, y'all.
Time to get my hustle on. Hustle till the break of dawn. Do whatever makes me strong. Worry about the right and wrong. Time to get my hustle on. Hustle till the break of dawn. Do whatever makes me strong. Worry about the right and wrong. Living in the HIC. Brothers all surrounding me. Ain't no futures here. Just lives full of pain and fear. Time for a different stroke. I'm tired always being broke. Me and just about all my folks. Tired of being without hope. So it's time to get my hustle on.
Welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
My name is Paul Beeee. He's buddy to Gawd, and we got Brother Sherman Wells in the house.
Yo. What's
happening, my brother? What's going on, man?
Man, same old.
Man, tell me about it.
Before we get to the same old, before we get to any of that, how are you personally doing? How's your health? How's the family? Tell me what's going on with you.
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain as a black man in America. So, yeah, I feel good. Family's good. Yeah, just moving right along with things,
Yeah.
Life
is lifing. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on. You came on at the tail end of the last show with a comment about the elderly brother that got killed by the hit and run. And that was some breaking news to us right then. The extra information that you gave was the breaking news part. The fact that they brought him in, and then they found out he was having some issues, and they let him walk out. And this brother had Alzheimer's, right? Dealing with some stuff. We got some chat chimers and some family members dealing with this Alzheimer's stuff. We think about some other brothers that we have had to talk about in the past that passed away. That was in similar situations. And here we are again. So first of all, just wanted to come in on that. If you had just kind of reiterate some of the information that you found, that you got, and what it is that you got going on there. If anybody talked to the family, I'm sure that you have talked to the family. That's what you do. So I just kind of wanted to check in with you on that first and foremost.
Yeah. So Tuesday night I got the call about it because Brother Billy's son is somebody I grew up with. So one of his friends called me like, "Hey, I just want to let you know what's going on." And he told me, and so immediately, I was pretty upset. That night I didn't even go to bed till like 7 o'clock in the morning. My head was spinning so much, because like you said, it just reminds you of, for us in America, how we treat it. And then, Levi, he had dementia and people wasn't looking out for him. And here you got an institution who knew he had dementia. They had his meds. They was giving him his meds while they had him locked up. So it ain't like it was brand new. It ain't like they didn't know. and it just really bothers me that, you know, technically, if you look at it from a law standpoint, they have a duty of care legally to make sure that somebody vulnerable, especially with dementia, that he's handed off to his family,
Right.
not just released and let outside, you know. So they failed him. And then for Hanson to get up and make a post and try to politicize it about his policies was another slap in the face, you know. So I did fall asleep that day about 6, woke back up at 8. I had to take my granddaughter to school, and then somebody sent me that post of him, one of the family members, like, you see what he said about my uncle, and I'm like, this dude is out of control, man.
But he got time to share as much as he be on. He on the line more than me.
Yeah, and it's so insensitive to the family to say that and do that. And then somebody was like, well, they said he ran across the interstate, and he was like, well, either way, it was illegal and da 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 da. Like, lack of empathy for the family all the way around.
How ridiculous.
Yeah, and I know my comment was a little vulgar, but you know, at that point, I was just like, you know, this dude, he just gets no respect from me because of the disrespect he dishes out to the community. I can't see myself respecting somebody who don't respect us as a whole. And so, yeah, once I talked to his son again, and well, there was a friend that called me. Then I talked to his son. Our main focus right now is just getting a lawyer, because legally there is a lot of legal stuff that they did wrong. And you can't deny it because you knew. And so to just let this brother out of there, some pedestrian who was just being nice, and he was talking about he couldn't find his way home. This woman, she gave him a bus ticket, not knowing his condition. So, you know, he was able to hop on the bus, and that's how he got from 16th and Jackson all the way to 60th. And yeah, from there he wandered into traffic, you know.
Wanda, just really quickly, more context to it. Sister Wanda Lewis is asking, do you know how he was detained in the first place instead of providing support services? According to a KMTV article, he had an outstanding warrant
from something from 2023.
Yeah,
so there was like a violation of probation or something like that. But once they got him in custody, that's when they realized he had really bad dementia. So the judge made the decision to release him to his family. But legally, releasing to the family means waiting until a family member comes, and then you hand him right off. So there's no option of wandering. This man lost his life because of that negligence right there. You just put him out on the front steps, knowing in this world he was confused. He didn't know what to do, where to go. You don't do that to people, man. And, you know, I value our elders because, like I always say, I get a lot of information from elder people. A lot of elder people stepped into my life to make me who I am today. And that is one of my, like, I will crash out over elders. Like, I just don't like when people disrespect and mistreat people who have lived long enough that they got information. You know, it's not about what they have done and all that, but clearly they've done something to be an elder.
Survive.
When you see somebody of age, then their life might not be perfect, but you can get some kind of information from them to see, how did you make it this far in this crazy world, you know? And so I just think that, you know, well, legally, not really think, but once they became aware of his condition, the duty of care, it was increased. The responsibility is increased by the jail. But then it's like, who feels responsible for this so-called inmate, this elder black man? It just shows again, once again, in this town, that they don't care about us. You know, they just don't.
Yeah. And it is just, you know, kind of going back to what we were talking about before you came on the show, you know, this whole conservative push and this energy, this quote unquote Christian energy, fundamentalist energy that's going on in the state. And it's like, if that was really the case, then the most vulnerable people would be taken care of.
Man,
I mean, that's the way. we're talking about, I mean, the most vulnerable people, children and elderly.
Yeah.
How do we take care of them in this society? Until that is answered, don't talk to me about Christian values.
Yeah. Well, the United States is one of the number one countries for missing children. So, I mean, I don't understand where's the value at when we got all these children missing, especially here in Omaha. It's just crazy. Around College World Series time, it's always this influx of missing children.
But you can spot, these little dingy boats in the middle of the Caribbean Sea way across the world, but can't
Man,
find missing kids. Okay.
man.
Okay.
I'm also thinking about that too. I'm thinking a lot about elder care. I'm definitely getting to the age. My parents and grandparents are getting older. We got to take care of them, and just as much as we talk about like how to take care of, that we got to take care of the kids. I was just talking to Buddy about this earlier. We're at that age. We're at the age where we're taking care of kids and elderly folks, and we don't put enough on that. And I keep going back to this idea that we don't even act like people are going to get old. We don't set up for any of this. We don't prepare for any of this. Our houses are not even built in a way that they can move around when they get older. We act like they're not going to get old, and then because of the fact that there's got to be some kind of propaganda brainwashing going on that's making us not think about it that way, because as soon as they need help, then now they're in another industry, another kind of industry, which is the elder care, the homes, the facilities and stuff you put them in, that now you're paying thousands of dollars for them to be in. It's like they set all this up so they can put them in this final industry of theirs.
Yeah.
We're putting a bunch of money into just to take care of them, and it's ridiculous.
Man, I mean, speaking of that, that is something that I wanted to point out. Shout out to our partners at Flatwater Free Press. They recently released an article talking about Hillcrest Assisted Living, which is a small town Nebraska nursing home that recently closed. There was a long history of abuse. It kind of was whittled down to the director of the facility, a woman named Megan Wick. But the story just illustrated how the comparison and how similar issues are in our community, both urban and rural. Again, Hillcrest, as you see on your screen, this assisted living home is in Laurel, Nebraska, which is a small town in northwest Nebraska of about 1,000 people. But again, some of the stories coming out, and I urge people to read this article, some of the stories coming out of this facility are very similar to stories that I've heard in nursing homes in Omaha. Again, a more urban area, you would think have more resources, but here we are, the same situations. Of course, I've had friends who, grandmother died from a UTI that she got because of lack of care in a facility. I know, Brother Sherman, you were tipped off to a story, and sent us some pictures about a story of another gentleman that was abused in a facility. So again, we talk about our youth, but let's talk about how we are caring or not caring for our elderly. And it wasn't just COVID, where I know a lot of it was highlighted during COVID, but it's been a larger issue. Can you kind of speak to that?
Yeah, it's definitely been a larger issue. And initially, I was going to not say anything else about the story, but after speaking with Paul, he definitely encouraged me to. And then speaking with the guy that's in there, it's been some more developments. It's like when I got on them, they picked up the care, right? Then after a while, they just go back to being relaxed.
Oh yeah.
And so that's why, and I appreciate you, Paul, for pointing that out. Like, we still got to say it, because they kind of felt like they got off the hook. Channel 7 decided not to run the story that they initially did. Interview me, interview him, got the pictures, and then like, oh, we're going to shelf this until we can get some more information. Because you contact the people and they tell you that it's not true. So here they are worried about litigation, or there got to be some kind of tie or friendship. And same with Brother Alcorn. I spent all day Wednesday and Thursday basically trying to find legal representation here in town. And it's always the same story, the conflict of interest. People don't want to take on entities in Nebraska because they live here or they got friends there, and it's out of control, man. And
That's
so,
crazy, man.
and it's the Omaha Nursing and Rehabilitation Center that I'll be talking about this Sunday. I'm talking to Jakeen about being fired from Zales for mentioning Charlie Kirk, and then we're gonna go right into the rehab center because recently they had mice running through there, all through the kitchen. People getting sick in there, and they taking hours to call. Like you said, simple stuff that could be fixed if it was just some care. And care goes a long way for humans.
Right.
It's not just about black, white, Hispanic. No, we're humans at the end of the day. And as a human, we're supposed to care for other humans, the vulnerable ones especially. And vulnerable meaning children who can be snatched up and the elderly who can be abused and they don't really have a voice because people think they old and crazy. They don't want to listen to them.
Straight up. You're that story because of the fact that you have to. It was already a story about that brother being abused inside that facility. That was already something that we needed to put out, and then on top of that, it's a double story because now you got a news channel that is deciding to shelve something, and so on and so like it absolutely needs to be told now. If it didn't before, it really does now. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you doing that. Highly encourage everybody to check out Sermon with Sherman on Sunday and hear this for real. Just jumping in the chat just real quick. Gwen Easter in the chat says, "I pray the family gets justice and Douglas County is held accountable. Condolences to his family." That's how we all feel. Appreciate you. Michelle Moreno said, "Hey Sherman," with some extra. Black Dynamite said, "Man, listen, my pop's in a facility right now because it's more expensive to have him in home health care versus being in the facility." Like I said, here we are. Also, Bree Full in the chat says a lot of elders can't get the care they need as they age because the federal government is cutting Medicaid and Medicare. That's another problem.
It's just gonna get worse in the next couple of months.
When Easter says there's so many elders that call 211 that are homeless or getting ready to be homeless. We can't forget about the homeless population that is really having a hard time. It's hard to be homeless, and then if you're an elderly person on top of that, I just can't imagine being in that position. Wanda Lewis in the chat says a big difference in how they put a bolo out for some vulnerable adults and not care for the ones that are in need of services. That's was in the custody of OPD. Yeah, that's the crazy part to me. They wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have let that man out if it was anybody else. They would have waited till that family came and got him.
Absolutely. And then, so when you talk about not telling the story, and I'm glad, again, like I said, Paul, you encouraged it, because now here we have another incident with the correctional facility, right, after Mr. Henry. And that story still hasn't been fully told, just due to the fact that the family is doing some legal stuff. I did get an interview with Mr. Henry's inmate, and it's crazy just to hear him talk about from the moment he walked in to the moment he took his last breath. And I have not been able to air it out of respect for them, and they want to do it their way, which I can appreciate that, but again, I was going to, and then when they finally got a hold of me, they like, well, we want to see it, and can you not show it? But it was me who searched this guy out. It was me who went and found him, and so really the story wouldn't have existed had I not did it. But we got to stay focused on the reason why we're doing it is for the families. So if that's the case and that's how they want to do it, I got to respect that.
Yeah,
man.
Well,
see this is why we gave you the
and not talking about how they neglected him. Then they feel like they off the hook, and here you got another neglect, because again, they wouldn't have did it if he was somebody else, and their neglect caused his death, and it's terrible, bro. And then for the sheriff to get on there and talk about it, I don't even know if he knew full details or not, but still, that ain't the way you go about it. And so I know people didn't like what I did in the Empowerment Network meeting, but there was another time where he did the same thing, where he was disrespecting a 16-year-old boy who got killed, and then he started using his death as a political attack against Marianne Borgeson. And so when he did that, what he didn't know, even though this guy had another last name, his mother, her mother and my father is brother and sister. So this is like my third cousin you talking about. So when we sat in there and we had to have a meeting about that, he couldn't understand why I was upset that he's using, oh, well, if she would have been tougher on this, then he wouldn't have died, and that, like, and using his picture and everything. You didn't get permission from my cousin to do that. And, you know, in that meeting, again, it was suggested that, oh, maybe y'all can work together. And then I had to say the exact same thing, because this ain't what the meeting is about. It's about you, Hanson, and the OPOA also did the same thing. They were using his image as a political attack against Marianne. And it was terrible, bro. But it's the disrespect of our community, and you pulling up their pictures without the family's permission. And, you know, Hanson brought these papers, and he like, I want you to read this so you can understand why I did. I said, take them papers and use them to wipe your you know what, because we are not, I don't care what you wrote. The point is, stop using our children's deaths and murders as a political statement against your political opponents. We're not doing that. Well, at some point, we're going to have to talk about juvenile justice. I get it, but not at the expense of these murdered teens. We're not doing that.
6 is dismissed. We talk about this all the time. Sheriff is an elected position. The election is coming up next year.
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't like politics or you ain't into it. These are people causing harm in our community. Using media. I just read a whole report on what propaganda actually is last night, and it's the weaponization of storytelling in media. So there is a way for us to use media to heal. There's a way for us to use media to harm. And all I ever see from both of those organizations that you just mentioned is harmful posts. None of it is helpful. None of it is helpful, and it doesn't do. And they do nothing but rile us up every time they do that mess. On top of it, so again, another part of the story. We start with the story, which is heartbreaking and tragic in the first place. We bring in what the fourth estate is supposed to do to hold these powers accountable by telling the story and bringing that out in the second place. In the third place, we have to battle a lot of mainstream media who wants to shelve things because of the handshake deals and stuff that's going on elsewhere behind the scenes, and taking corporate word for things that people are telling them is happening. And that's another part of the story. And then the fourth part of the story is everybody is a TV channel now. You even if you're police, even if you're a sheriff, everybody got a media, everybody got a social media outlet, everybody's got a brand, everybody is, and they got something to say on behalf of these organizations. Let me go get me some glasses so I can throw them off.
I forgot Hanson had a podcast.
Straight up podcast, bro. We looking at his social media posts and being mad. Can you imagine listening to the podcast?
Right. I couldn't imagine.
Maybe we should be some monitoring spirits over there on the podcast. Anyway, I'm gonna calm down. We get back to the point, because so here we are, and Buddy was about to say something about the reason why we gave you the award for the work that you do and how you do it. There's a thing in journalism that I've been learning myself as I'm learning more journalism. Do no harm is one of the things that they is one of the tenets. And the way that you decided that you were going to suppress the story because the family needed you to is really how that should be done.
Yeah.
I mean, just the sheer, intention of going and seeking, the answers and talking to the people and getting the story. I mean, it's kind of interesting that you don't consider yourself a journalist in the traditional sense, when that is wholeheartedly what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. It's a very unorthodox way, the way I get my information, but most of it is brought to me due to my connections in the community.
Right.
And like I said, the Mr. Alcorn's son, I grew up with him in my wannabe gang member days. I did want to be a gang member. I got 3 piercings right now, like 2 over here, 1 over here. I thought I was going to be a Crip, but you know what happened? I have too much family in all these different neighborhoods, and it was just overwhelmingly like, you want to beef with this person? Wait, that's my cousin. Hold on. Every poor area, I had family. And then I moved to every poor area because it was unstable growing up. So I lived in the projects, all the projects, South, Spencer, Hilltop, Mayats, Tommy Rose. I would have been a buster because I couldn't be in not one area and claim that section.
Not a buster.
Yeah.
Not a
I
buster.
You just took me back to LA with that, bro.
It was the fact of living in all those places is how I gained all these, people. And so now all of these people that's in every hood is my childhood friends, so I could never be not one thing. I had to be a mall. People be like, what hood you from? I'm from all the hoods, bro. I'm all
It's community, but you just kind of, you got to keep in mind I could see why you would go along that path, knowing the base and the history of gang culture, because again, the first gangs were militias that were protecting the community against abusive police. So let's keep that in mind.
You still gang, you news gang now, bro. That's what
right.
It's all a protection of the community from gang life on, really.
100%.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man.
Gotta keep doing it. And like I said, it's unorthodox sometimes, like with the guy who was in jail with Mr. Henry. I did initially go over there, but we had on our uniforms, and he's a Hispanic guy, so they came to the door like, no, he ain't here. I'm like, they might have thought we was ICE or something. They wouldn't let us do him or nothing. So then the next day, I just sat outside his house super early in the morning, and then waited until I seen him come out on the porch, and then I'm like, walked up in my regular clothes, and then he like, hey, happy, hugged me, but he remembered me because I went to court while he was going through his stuff. So it wasn't like I was an unfamiliar face. It's just that the person who came to the door didn't know me. And but when I did finally see him, he was very happy to see me again. He called me his brother Carnal or something like that. And he was like, I want to make sure I'm completely clear-headed when I sit down to talk to you. And he said, I want you to record it. So I'm like, okay. But the family didn't have that access. You know what I mean? I got my information to a childhood friend who worked at the jail. So that's how I was able to get all of that information again through childhood ties from being in this community for so long and doing what I do. So they know I had this different past, but they like, now we see you now and we want to, we need to help, or they don't have nobody else. Like she told me, I don't know who else to come and tell this stuff to. So
appreciate you, man. It is 8:22 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, if you're just joining us, we're here with brother Sherman L. Wells of Untamed. Big Sherm to you, y'all. Put some respect on his name, and I really appreciate what you're talking about. The more I talk to you about the way you do, with the way you storytell, it's kind of really the epitome of citizen journalism, of journalism in general. The fourth estate, everything that it's supposed to be. Is supposed to be checks and balances, and you really use it that way. The way that you go and shut down MP Dodge, the way that you go check on the elders, the way that you use your connections. Good reporters have connections inside the jail they can call, and then so on and so forth. You're doing all the things that journalism is, bro. Strategic communication is that's the reason why you got the John Heaston Award for strategic communication from First Sky Omaha, is because of
we forgot to get a picture that day. Me and you together, we was doing so much, but I know you meant MP Mart. You said MP Dodge.
Oh yeah, I see.
It's all good, but no, they MP. It's all the same. But those people still got some questions to answer. I think that they just recently, is from what I'm hearing, is they acquired another store in our neighborhood, and so going up and down, me and my wife was looking at this because we was on South 72nd. There's no MP Marts past 72nd. They're all either South Omaha low income or North Omaha low income area. And just so people know that when we had that meeting, I pointed that out to them, that I know the reason why y'all are in those communities, because there's a forcible habit of drinking to hide our problems, and y'all capitalize off that. Y'all capitalize off our fiscal irresponsibility because we buy what we want, not what we need. And y'all capitalize off the 300% markup, because people might come in there for their liquor and their swishers, but then if you want a loaf of bread, it's $5. In the store it's $1, $2. So you mark up the grocery items super high, and you got all the liquor up front. And I know the percentage of the money of liquor, the profit margins is crazy. So you're gonna make all that money off of the community. And so let's not pretend we don't know why your stores is in those areas, you know. And they just now, I think they getting one in the low income area of East Omaha. So, you know, it's all low income areas because they know the sales of certain items, they're gonna get paid off of them.
And you know, not to also to mention being in our neighborhoods. I've lived in neighborhoods where that was the only place I could go get anything. If I need to go get a snack, if I need to get some water, I need to get whatever, some drink, anything. Like that's also the reason why they're in our neighborhoods, is because they know that they're providing something that we'd have to drive miles away to go get if we had to. So yeah, there's a lot. And I'm glad you gave us a little update on the MP Mart stuff. I pulled into an MP Mart the other day, man. Didn't realize I was driving down 24th, and I was coming up to Cummings, and I was like, I'm gonna catch this gas station right here on the corner across from McDonald's. Yep. And I pulled in. I was like, did that say MP? I didn't know that was an MP Mart too.
Yeah,
they all over.
They all over. And I've had to say something to them in person. You know, a lot of the stuff that I do like that, people don't know, but I've been in that one particularly and heard them talking crazy, like, hey man, don't talk to her like that. What are you doing?
Wow.
And we got to be able to check that, you know, the more you out and about and you see it, you know, but it's a difference. I'm gonna tell you right now, black men, we got the power.
Oh yeah.
When we say or do or around and something happen and we check it, oh, it's completely shut down. It ain't gonna be no back and forth. Not with us.
Got that right. It's time to make sure we definitely speak up. Just jumping in the chat real quick, buddy. I'll let you take it away after this. Marlon Harrison says, I miss our Untamed Summers. Can't wait to collaborate and bring some more ideas. That's what's up, man. Appreciate that. Also, Wanda Lewis says, mostly due to foot traffic, people who don't have transportation. A lot of foot traffic in those things. Michelle Moreno said, he's so disrespectful. Man, people testifying here for sure. Christy Nora is saying, we talking about the sheriff. Who's going to run for sheriff? Do we have any that? Excuse me, hold on. Christy, money where her mouth is. Nora, put some respect on the name. Running for office right now. Says who's going to run for sheriff? Do we have anyone that will run? Good question. I haven't heard about anything. Anybody?
No, we've been recruiting like crazy. And yeah, shout out to Christy Nora and Michelle Moreno. I mean, those were two of our main contributors for the Untamed 20 Weeks.
Okay.
Even if $30, $20, $40, bringing something, serving, man, them ladies stepped up. They are 100% Untamed. I love them ladies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man.
Love it. Appreciate them, man.
But, man, that is interesting. We can't identify a candidate for sheriff in Douglas County.
We had Precious McKesson on talking about it at one point. Yep.
Had the same conversation, and she mentioned that there are, qualified individuals who would be good in the position, but I guess there's an issue with their retirement. They're too close to retirement to really, I guess, put their neck on the line, if you will, kind of more halfway out the door. So, the search continues though, because changes got to be made. Yeah,
I've even been asked that if they ran, would we confront them like we did Hanson? I'm like, no, come on now. Well,
it depends on they act like him. That's what
right.
We had to draw the motherland up and come through there. And I don't know if y'all watched that actual video, but me and Kasim was talking about, I think what amped us up was, when them Africans was in there, the Bantu tribe, man, they wasn't doing like regular clapping like this. They was going. And we like, with every clap, it was pumping us up. So I'm like, man, the ancestors done came in the room, but no. I think as long as we have an open line of communication about issues, and we had that at first with Hanson until Janiti. Once he started being shady and then saying, oh, I got to get my feet under me before I talk to you. And I was really turned off when he talked about how Janiti's room was messy when they raided his house. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Yeah.
Big news. A teenager's room is messy. Wow.
You didn't raid the house of the plates that car came back to. You didn't raid the house of the boys who brought the guns to Janiti at 2:00 in the morning from Fremont Where did those boys go? How did they run from that car and get all the way back to Fremont without the police catching them?
Man.
Why did Janiti become the focus, not them people who you knew prior to that? You claim that they had the firearms. You know, you didn't go raid their house. You didn't even bring them in. What is it's just, again, this town, man, I'm telling you, this is a different place. It's like almost like a Twilight Zone because there is this whole money thing where they make money off of our poverty and off the incarceration of black men and black women, and then the ADHD medicine from our children. And then they disguise it as, you know, we're working on it, but really you're not, because it's the hustle now, you know. That's why, I mean, and it's weird. Me and Paul was talking about this, like they haven't passed the legal marijuana yet. What's going on with that? We could be making revenue off that. We already don't have no professional sports teams to draw in no kind of income. They just got the gambling, but it ain't that serious. You know, so we need something else so you can take the target off making money off of us in our poverty. Like, make money on something else, not us, bro. We tired of it.
If he's the racist, if he's the narrative, the racism, they would rather make their money off us that way. And I can't think of nothing that they would want to do other than that. It serves two purposes for them.
Wow.
Goes to my point earlier.
Two birds with one stone with that.
Yeah.
Goes to my point earlier. Again,
right.
It is intellectually lazy to say they don't just care about us, but I think it's not that they just want to see humans die and starve to death, and that's just what they want to see because they're evil. I think they just care about money more than they care about other people's humanity. And when you see how they're trying to make money as a state, incarceration, do we need to talk about the $14 million that they just got paid from Homeland Security for this Cornhusker clink?
Wow.
When you look at how they're making money, do we need to talk about what we just talked about the data centers being the new industry of the future for Nebraska and this digital bank that they became the first state to? Come on, man. The collateral damage is not enough for them not to care. They don't care. That's what they don't care about, is the collateral damage. Let's make our money.
You're right. And then unless you travel, then you don't see it, because like in bigger cities, they got so much other money stuff going on. They will actually pay people like us to come in and make sure that the areas are safe for their tourism. You know, they'll pay you millions of dollars. I feel like with the summer program, I shouldn't have to ask. You would think the state or the city would be like, hey, man, we see the impact, the testimonies. We want to fund this to make it bigger so that way we can get more people involved, because even with the data that they was able to pull from the first 2 years, the crime rate in the area went down. So, but instead of enhancing it, then you moved us out of the place. And when you go by the Bryan Center now, it looked like a desert. It looked like something is waiting to be bought because it's so trashy. The leaves is unsafe.
It looked like a jail yard with the gate up around it.
Dude,
with the gate up around it. It looked like a jail yard, bro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if some developer did come in and sweep it up.
No,
under eminent domain or something.
That's what it's primed for, because now you can say it's not being used, right? It's an eyesore in the neighborhood. We need to sell it or you know, send it off. And like I told y'all before, there was an offer by Susie for that. And when you got people in this community who's already doing stuff, like with even with Kasim and them boys, he shouldn't have to ask for grants. People should be coming to him. But if he was in like a Seattle or Dallas or something, they'd be like, hey, man, we're going to make this much bigger. We're going to give you the bag to make sure you can keep these children off the streets, which will help lower our crime rates and help from the incarceration of young people. But here, the incarceration part is a hustle. The intervention part is a hustle. So it's like, we don't want y'all to stop it. But, you know, yeah, if they get in trouble and get on probation and stuff, then we can get paid for intervention. We can get paid for locking them up, getting them on the medicines, the secondary schools, all that stuff. But when you if you start interrupting that part of the money or messing up that part of the money, then you looked at as, you know, we got to stop that because it's really not there to be fixed. It's there to be the hustle. And it's sad because the people paying the main price is the children Oh yeah, wow. She said you interrupt their bottom line when making a true impact. Poverty and crime feeds pockets, man. And she know because she's one of them people too who should be, they should be coming to her and saying, "Hey, we see you getting these girls together. We need that." Because we know that the system is teaching our girls to be bees and throw it back and do all that. And she's teaching them that's not what you're supposed to be. So why not throw her the bag to help her gather more young ladies and teach them that?
And the reason is because there's the propaganda in the first place that they're throwing out there that's making our youth think that way in the first place. And I feel like they feel like that's our nature. We're these evil people. That's our nature. There's nothing they can do to prevent this. So they need to put all this stuff in place to catch it and punish it. And it's directly correlated. We've been talking about this all the time. We talk about programs and how to get people in these programs in order to get some help. Programs don't start until you get in the system. You got to get arrested first, and then the program started up. So the money starts when you get arrested. The money train starts.
Yeah, but that's why we need more preventative stuff, like Sister Warner, like Brother Shabazz, like the stuff that I'm doing, and other people who are getting these children before they ever even have a history or in any part of a gang or anything. But you hit the nail on the head when you said they think that's our nature, but it's not. It's the program that they've been designed to believe is their nature, but they need somebody to get them to the point where they know who they are. And most of the time, since we're born and raised into the system from a high chair, we think that's who we are, and they take that as our culture. But remember, that culture was programmed through movies, media, and all that. And now you got right in your pocket the program. It's telling you what you're supposed to wear, how you're supposed to act. And if you don't, guess what? You a lame, you a curb, you weak, you this, you that. You don't know, who you are if you're not wearing this certain shoe and this certain behavior. And so that's why now it's like a manufacturing machine, a line. And it looked like everybody's coming through the system and the program, and they in that same line. So they all dress the same, talk the same, act the same. I remember back in the day, and I hate to say back in the day, like I'm an old man, but I am about to be 50 in March. Yeah. But remember the artists back in the day, they had their own niche. They had their own dress style. They had their own rap style. It was so many separate people that you would never confuse a Busta Rhymes with a Nelly type person. You know what I mean? It was never. Now when I hear I don't know who's who because y'all all sound the same, bro. And y'all all talking about the exact same thing.
Well, in actuality, it's still like that. Every black folks invent. We have our own style. There's a bunch of different styles. What's happening now though is they're only pushing one view. That's why the kind of stuff we do in alternative media is important. Because we can show all the diversity in our community in a way that still exists. They just are not showing it. They're making it one view because they're making it propaganda. It's getting more. Everything is moved towards propaganda so hard it's ridiculous. It's a weaponization of media on us in order to put us in the system, to get us in the system.
Yeah. Because
on that note, I do want to kind of
crazy.
I do kind of want to take it a different direction. I think you might know where I'm going with this, Paul, as far as the change of that imagery, the change of that media with the young folk. Recent wave has been going across social media. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Paul. Come on, man. You might as well pull yours out, man.
I'm about to go get down on my quarter zips, bro, for real.
Hey, talk about the quarter zip wave. If you haven't heard about the quarter zip wave, man, and this, again, we're talking about propaganda. We're talking about strategic communication. We're talking about imagery. It's all within the same realm, and I'm loving what I'm seeing from these young folk. Getting out of the shiesty, masks and the Nike Tech zip suits, and now it's a wave of young brothers wearing corduroys and quarter zip sweaters, drinking matcha and coffee. I love it.
People are saying it's gonna bring back a lot of what do they call it? The politics of what do they call it? Respectability politics. But right now these kids is having a lot of fun switching it up. I wish I got to find some kind of video for y'all to see some.
It's definitely a start.
Have you seen this, Sherman?
Yeah.
This movement these young kids are doing.
It's
Yeah,
on
man.
TikTok is where I seen it at. Yeah.
TikTok, yeah, it's all over TikTok. We'll find it and talk about it another time. But we're gonna go ahead and move on past this and let you get out of here. But man, I appreciate you, and I see our brother Kasim is in the chat as well. I see
Peace.
Wells Lavelle in the chat.
Oh man, shout out to Lavelle Wells, man.
Man,
Right there. Yeah.
doing it big, bro. Doing it big.
Yeah.
This Anthony Rogers say. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Anthony Rogers Wright says the fact that Big Sherm and Untamed do what they do on the arm is a testament to his soul and an indictment of the city of Omaha priorities. We need less streetcars and more groups like Untamed. Well said. Drop the mic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Appreciate that. Appreciate you, man. Anything that we need to be looking out for next? Of course, Sermon with Sherman on Sunday. We're gonna listen to that.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough right there. And then let's see. I got a few other tricks up my sleeve, but I'm a definitely work on being more consistent with the show. I've been drawn away. I got like 6 things that we're working on right now, especially in this OPS school system. It's pretty bad, but I have to say that Matthew Ray has been very responsive, put it like that. They did invite me to this private meeting that he was having with these people he felt like was important to the community, but I was out of town, so I couldn't make it. But he responds to every email I send him, and then they try to handle it. But and then the whole school board stuff, I might have to pay a visit to the school board because there's been a proposal to feed the children for the rest of the semester. And there's some pushback on that, which I don't see why would you push back on feeding children, whether they can afford it, their families can afford it or not. The dollar is so stretched right now. If we did something like that, it might be a temporary fix, but it still will help. Every penny counts, right? And so I know Beeee, I seen a post where she was proposing that. And so I really want to talk to the other members and see what's the pushback or what's the hold up on something that simple. It should be an easy decision to make.
Well, I would suggest you approach that. We've been doing the same thing. Approach that if you don't mind me giving you some advice on that. Approach that with understanding that they all want the kids to eat. So there's some kind of communication thing that's going on there that we're still trying to find out about. And call Kimmer directly too. She'll give you a lot of insight on that.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I definitely am going to talk to Kimra. I just been seeing the post, and I just think that I think the whole food insecurity, and like I was talking about before, it became popular when the food stamp thing happened and everybody wanted to feed them. Untamed was doing that not because it was trendy at that time. It was the fact that I know people don't have food and meals is bad, and it's not something you need to always talk about. Just do it, because there's a lot of people who just don't have meals, and that's why we pride ourselves when we was doing the 20 weeks that we wasn't doing hamburger hot dogs. It was full meals, desserts, drinks. We had to make sure that we was giving people pride when they came up to get that meal. It wasn't some basic handout stuff, But
that food was
in the 6811, brother, the food insecurities is terrible.
And a lot of you don't know, but after those untames were over, Sherman was taking the extra food and still delivering it to people around the neighborhood without telling nobody he was doing it. So I want to big that up too.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of people couldn't make it, or they were elders, and so we took about 2 hours after we cleaned up and everything, and would just deliver meals to people. And then
the roofs, man.
Towers, Evans, different stuff. So
doing the work,
man, it's beautiful. But I do want to say to all of the people in our community that have a heart and soul for this work, I know sometimes it seems hard to do it without selling. I'm not selling out, but I mean like giving your soul to other people in order to get your money, because you need the money to do it, right? We just have to stay together, keep action as one of the main things, like you say right there, unified nation taking action. We have to just continue the action and trust in God, trust in the creator, trust in your work, your soul, your spirit, and things is gonna work, and the money. And like with Untamed, we had no idea how we would finish out those 20 weeks because 10,000 was not enough. I think by week 6 or 7 we was out of there. And I had no idea. But it was the people around me, the spirits around us, that drew in more money to finish it out. And we did the buffet day like I imagined. At the end, we had full buffet with all kind of food. It was just crazy. And it was so much left over. Again, I was still able to make the meals and go deliver them. And every Sunday we had enough to do that. So, man, I just appreciate this community for doing what y'all do. We do have a lot of soldiers that was born and created for this moment right here. You two brothers included, man. And 100 years from now, hopefully we'll be in the books for people to see and read and say, man, Paul, Buddy, Sherman, Kara, Kasim, Lavelle, all these people, this is what they did in Omaha to make it to where we are right now today. And I truly believe that, and I really do love all y'all.
Appreciate you, man. We gonna have to write them books because they ain't gonna write them for us, but we can do it.
I'm thinking communication. That they're gonna be written by the people who's witnessing.
Yeah, that's real.
It's gonna be like a Bible, different stories of the Bible from different people. They're gonna put it all together and be like, this is the Omaha Bible of hope and change that happened in this time frame. So,
all right,
man, that's dope.
We go on and get to the barbershop so I can get that good picture then for that book.
Give my good side.
Appreciate you, man. We'll catch up with you soon. Don't forget sermon with Sherman on Sunday. What time you gonna do it on Sunday?
7 o'clock. I always try to do it at 7 when I think people are settled in and ready. And we'll be talking to Jakeen, and then we're gonna go into some fearless stories that I know is people gonna get mad about some of the stuff I say, but when does that ever not happen?
Right.
When you talk about God and you doing that work, the demons get stirred up. So,
yeah.
Right on, bro. Appreciate you, man.
All right, brother.
We'll talk soon.
Man, love you. Peace.
Love y'all too.
Peace.
Man, y'all tap in. The Magic Hour, 7 on Sunday.
I love it. We're going to take a quick break. It is 8:46 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, that is. Stay tuned. Yeah, man. Let me see if I can find. I like all these things.
You got for the folks, man.
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to find something good for people to dig into. Salute, man. Everybody in the chat. I'm seeing some new names in the chat. Marcus Hines, I appreciate that. Says salute. I'm feeling that salute in a big way. Wanda Lewis said, amen. Much love, Kara Warner. Man, that's what's up. If the mouth says it, the ears hear it, the brain thinks it. I love that Ariel's photo too. Yeah, boy. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, y'all. Welcome back for Sky Omaha in the morning. All Beeee, Buddy to God. Appreciate all y'all that came in this morning and it contributed to the conversation with all your great comments, questions, and respect for the guests. As per usual, our chat chimers are the bomb. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the ghost listeners as well. Every time I walk around town, people are saying, we tune in. We don't always comment, but we tune in. We call y'all ghost listeners, and we appreciate you as well. Spread the word. If you miss any parts of that interview, you can go back and check it out on YouTube in its entirety. And for now, you can check out some of the older episodes as well with some of the other guests that we've had on. We will be making some changes next season, but next season doesn't start till January 15th. We're going to be taking a break on December 15th, so we can take that little time off for setting up for the next season. Basically, is what we do. End up doing more work during the break than we do. Crazy,
pretty much.
But it is what it is. That we only got a few more episodes left in this season. Space is the place. Season 3B flows right into the next season, which is follow the money. We're already talking a lot about following the money right now. What's going on? Where does the money go? Somebody said something earlier about taxes. What was that? I think it was Arrow's 402. He said taxes should subsidize humans, not to be inhumane. To be inhuman, okay, inhumane. Taxes should subsidize humans to be inhumane, okay. We talk about this a lot, man, because a lot of times we just kind of pass by it, but this is our tax dollars that we be talking about half the time. How they're being used, how they're using it. We talked about a couple instances today where over $1 million is going to Lincoln to combat some of the homelessness from the DED and our governor. But again, is that enough? And again, isn't that what we all want our tax dollars to go to anyway? So yeah, following the money is going to be a subject bigger than it ever has been in previous seasons. I feel like there's a lot to talk about here when it comes to that. So
it really is, and it's many facets, not just following the money as far as government spending and where our tax dollars goes. But in the face of some economic hardship, people struggling to pay power bills and health bills and things like that. How do you secure and how do we procure, our own coin? On top of that, so man, lots to talk about.
It is Friday. We call it Love Supreme Friday. If you got any haps going on this weekend, we'd love to hear about them. Put them in the chat. Put them in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Definitely check it out. Shout out to Union for Contemporary Art. This is still going on at the Shirley Tyree Theater that is now reactivated. Man, the holiday extravaganza is going down. Written and directed by Kathy Tyree. Some heavy hitters, some talent. And I already got some reviews. Some people have been putting stuff online saying this is an excellent show. Definitely check it out. They're going to be doing the show throughout the weekend as well. So definitely check out Union for Contemporary Art and get your tickets and go check out the holiday extravaganza. Kathy Tyree doing the thing over there in a big way. Also, another artist friend of ours, man. As a matter of fact, our brother Danny Reyes. Yeah, Danny Reyes. He actually DJ'd our Fun Fest, our first Fun Fest. So shout out to Danny Reyes. He's also an artist as well as a DJ, and he has a show coming up called Essence. I highly suggest you check it out. It's actually today at 7. It's going to start up Planted Pharma Boutique. You have to look up where that's at. I'm not sure where it's at. So check it out. But look up this Essence art show. Show Danny Reyes some love. He cracks me up, man. When I think about Danny Reyes, I think about the vision of him at the protest, the soundtrack of the protest, playing F Donald Trump while we out there protesting.
Yeah, man.
Danny Reyes is doing the thing, so shout out to him on that. Yeah, man, and see some art. He's a very talented artist. There's always going to be some good vibes, music, art, and stuff like that. If there's a show that he's putting on big time, which is Love Supreme for us, the big way. Yep. About 8 minutes left in the show, buddy. Where you want to go, man? What you thinking? I like this comment right here, Skilo Slim. Peace to all the creators, righteous children. Thanks, brothers. Have a great weekend. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother Skilo, and everybody else for tuning in with us. Yeah, man, just about in this 8 last minutes. There were a couple stories that we hadn't quite gotten into. Not quite sure, in this few minutes, how much I want to dive into it. There is an update with the UNL Chancellor story. Of course, we talked about last episode. Again, Chancellor Bennett received a no confidence. Actually, the first no confidence vote in school history. But the regents are defending him. So there's some updates with that. Again, the Board of Regents at UNL have the last say on whether or not to strike down the contract of Brother Chancellor Bennett. And again, they're responding and backing him up. So again, I know a lot of people were chiming up on that last episode. Katie Rain in particular was a former UNL Cornhusker. So yeah, check that out. Other than that, man, I mean, not too much going on. I did, in this last Love Supreme Friday, just want to, share some light. I know we were talking about Big Wade a little bit. I know we've been talking about the OEAs here And kind of end off on that tip, man. Again, please go out, support your local artists. I actually have made a post about this myself a few days ago, just going down memory lane of my own, catalog, and came across some songs that I made with some friends in the Omaha area, and just remind, man, like, man, it's some talent out there, man. There's definitely some talent in the Omaha area. And I know that recently, Big Way, one of the most talented cats in the area, was recently on 87.9. Shout out to El Stupo, the We Family Show. Man, got some work on the way. But yeah, that's just kind of where my mind is. Support our local artists. Of course, talking about Brother Danny Reyes, not just musical artists, visual artists, our actors. Man, a lot of talent in the Omaha area.
Filmmakers, we talked about it, man. We were trying to be this heavy influence to revitalizing the 24th and Lake Street area, the classic Deuce, and I've been calling it the EGOT corner. So there's a lot of training going on here with kids, and especially over at Union for Contemporary Art. EGOT is the Emmys, the Grammys, the Oscars, and the Tonys. So if you're an EGOT winner, there's only a few. Viola Davis is an EGOT winner. There's only a few people that got all of those. Go ahead.
I'm gonna add one more to it, bro. The PGOT, the Pulitzer. Amber Kendrick, the PGOT. We got some poets. We got some writers.
Bro,
come on, man! Shout out to state poet Jewel Rogers. Yeah, it's some talent, man.
Come on, and it's being nurtured here, man. Union for Contemporary Art. Shout out to them. Shout out to Noma. They got kids upstairs learning how to play music, learning drums. Shout out to Katie Rain and her company as well. She's got a modeling agency, but she's not just teaching these models how to model and get them jobs. She's also teaching them how to be spokespeople. She's sending them off into being actresses, all kinds of stuff going on. And this corner could really come back to this idea that we are nurturing young folks in the arts. And that's what, to me, the Deuce could, I'm seeing the Deuce being represented. I'm thinking about Stable Gray, who's got the facilities to shoot film, documentary films, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of media that's going on the corner. And now you're right, man. The Pulitzer, we got to think about it. We got to think about the journalism as activism work that's being done on this corner as well. So I like the PGOT. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. So yeah, just I'm looking forward to trying to do a lot of work on that part of it, because there's some momentum here as far as the stuff that we're into, especially with the kids. Shout out to Big Wade, who also is a person who is, we just talked about his release. He got a release coming out, the new album, I Think It's Me, available November 26th. He says, please pre-save it on the link below. He put a link in the chat there. Let me see if I got that link. Did I? Yes, I did. I'm going to put this link in the chat real quick for you. And definitely hit that up, maybe pre-buy it or whatever the deal is that you can do here. You never know with this new media, man. There's all kinds of ways to get it, but go ahead and get it. Check it out. He's got a new album coming out. And I always like to give Big Wade props because of the work that he's been doing for years, providing space for young folks to come and do their thing. I can't even count how many tracks, how many CDs, how many projects this man has done over the course of years. How many people in the city have worked with him over the course of years. How his studio has been Switzerland for even kids with beef. They come and they put the beef down so they can get on the mic at Big Way Studio, the lab. The work that he's done in the school system with going to schools and teaching people music and so on and so forth. There's so much going on with this brother. I'm so glad that they're featuring him on so many things now. This is a true love supreme warrior right here, man, in a big way. And I definitely highly suggest you. I don't even got to ask for you to support this brother. Anybody who's on here knows how good this dude is. If you got an album coming out, everybody gonna be jumping on this. So it's going down. Shout out to Big Wade. But shout out to everybody who's like putting the work in right now, man. Really kind of helping the kids get to their art and their writing and their expression, and teaching them that it's just as important as going to eat. I was talking to a friend last night. We were talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs and how we kind of disagree. We kind of have issue with that hierarchy of needs, because it makes us go, as long as I just need to eat, I'll do anything to eat. I'll do anything for shelter. I'll do anything to, you need to have interaction with a human being just as much as you need to eat. You need to have You need to have community just as much as you need a house or a roof over your head. You need to express yourself artistically just as much as you need transportation. These are also needs that get pushed to the back in our society, in our state, especially tries to act like art is secondary. This is a luxury. This is something that we do if we got everything else we need. We also need that. So there's a lot of powers that be, a lot of work that I just was recently involved in a talk with a room full of heavy hitters that are understanding that we still need to really support the arts, and they really made me reevaluate and think to myself how it is we know that this is the only thing that's going to be battling any of these problems that we have out here. So how do we do it? Well, we remember that we need to that we use art and expression. There is no movement without a soundtrack. It's just what it is. You can't rile people up. You can't touch people emotionally, which is what you need to make them change their minds. Unless you're using your artistic expression to do it. So we just want to reiterate that on a Love Supreme Friday for sure.
Yeah, man. That's why we, try to end the week on some Love Supreme, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. That's what it's about, man. So go out, consume some art, live alive with one another, connect, fellowship, eat good food, all that good stuff, man. Give back. Yeah, man. All that.
And go get the album, man. Go get the record.
Yeah. Holla at Mark, man, at the record store.
At the record store. Before we get out of here, I know it's 9:00 right now. Before we get out of here, though, buddy, Love Supreme, you in Love Supreme Mecca right now. What's the thing that's got you up early in the morning?
Man,
give me one nugget from the Mecca.
Not necessarily coming from the Mecca, but the fact that I'm in the Mecca, it's never too late to chase your dreams.
Like that.
Don't give up on your dreams. Try to keep the main thing the main thing. That is the message. That is the message. It's very easy to fall off the path. It's very easy. I think if we calm down the noise and I myself have been implementing the practice of meditating at least 10 minutes a day, which has helped with anxiety, has helped, me calm my nerves, has helped me have clear thinking. And in that, I'm reminded of my purpose. And I think we all know our purpose. I think the hard part is not finding and knowing our purpose. The hard part is sifting through the noise to stay focused on the purpose, because there's so much coming at us on a daily basis that can knock us off our path, knock us out of focus. It's just so much coming at us all the time. So it's definitely easier said than done, but on the other side of it is a reward. It's very fulfilling to continue to pursue your dreams and things like that. So yeah, that's the mission.
That's what's up, man. I love that. Just saw a flyer with Big Boy and Ice Cube on tour together. And I'm thinking, here's some brothers that are still doing it. Like you said, it's never too late to follow that dream and keep it moving. Even when you're legendary status at that point, like just keep it moving. So that's I love that. I definitely want to end with that. Drop the mic moment again. So I just want to thank everybody for joining us today. Any last words for the people before we get out of here?
Man, just thank you. And heavy on the love. Big shout out to brother Sherman Wells, who's also a Love Supreme warrior artist in his own right. And making it happen, and thank him, for taking the time to speak with us on today, and thank all of you for taking the time to listen and join the conversation and give feedback. And even if you didn't jump into the chat, the ghost listeners, monitoring spirits, we appreciate everybody who tunes in, man. Even the engagement is the engagement, and we appreciate the engagement all the way around, even if you don't agree with what it is that we're saying. Thank you for joining the conversation, man. So with that, catch the same time, same place, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here on First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Hey, again, we got just a few weeks left in the season. It's going by quickly. So yeah, we'll be wrapping things up. So definitely stay tuned and look out for next season. But in the meantime, between time, Paul B.
Yo,
Take it
yo.
away, man.
Right on, man. Pop says, thanks for an awesome week of shows. This week was a killer. I wish everybody an exceptional weekend and see you all on Monday. Appreciate you, Pops. Also, Kara Warner says, great show as always, fellas. Appreciate your support. Really appreciate that you come on. I'm glad that you're a chat chimer. That makes me happy.
Man.
For sure, for sure. RG said, buddy, it's easier said. Hey, homeboy, it's easier said than done. Come on, corn-fed Negro 2.0.
The easy said it, it shall be done.
Easy said it, and it shall be done. There you go.
Come on,
there you go. There you go. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna support each other to make it happen too. So that's what it's all about. Shout out RG. Shout out all the chat chimers. And shout out the Umaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to Lavelle Wells, who put us in touch with those elders in order to get that permission, and all the work that Lavelle Wells is doing in a big way. Appreciate him. Appreciate all of you, our elders, are the people that came before us. We appreciate you guys letting us speak before you, and shout out to all of our chat chimers. It's been a great show. I really appreciate all your comments, all your questions, all the respect for the guests that you give every time. Definitely can't wait to speak with you again on Monday. So stay tuned for that. I really appreciate everybody, man, and we'll have a special guest on Monday as well. So stay tuned for that, and take care of yourselves this weekend. Again, if there's anything that we're missing that we need to be bigging up over the weekend, any events that's happening, any Love Supreme events that's going on, any fun to be had, please put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha. We'll be monitoring that, checking that, and making it happen. It's going down. Oh, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate it.
Peace. Also, it's a little untraditional, out of our style, Paul. But I do want to put the call out to people. I reached out to Brother Chris McCroy, again, president of 100 Black Men, trying to get him on the show. If anybody has a contact, let him know. I thought I had his number. I did reach out to him on social media. But yeah, if anybody has his contact, would love to talk to the brother.
Word, man, word. We definitely gonna have some guests, some heavy hitters here in the last few weeks of the season. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, let us know quickly too, because these spots is filling up. A lot of people want to before we get out of here. Try to cram 2 guests in the show nowadays or whatever. So we'll figure it out. All right, take care of yourselves this weekend, y'all. We'll see you Monday. Peace.
By the way, Van Gogh. This is protected by the red